So now that we've created a Camtasia production file, we can go to the final step involving Camtasia, which is actually producing a video which could be uploaded to Canvas or to YouTube or played directly on your machine. Okay, so we've got our project here. I'll unlock this. And sometimes it's a good idea just to scroll through it and make sure there's nothing weird. So notice how I pull the timeline in that window on the upper right. You can actually see what the production would look like when you're running it, and that looks okay. Now, one of the things I've noticed about the Surface is that it sometimes makes a little bit of noise when the fan is going. And what I have found is I can really clean that noise up if I go to the audio project setting and just click on Enable Noise Removal. And what that does is it gets rid of all the black background noise. There are lots and lots of things you can do with Camtasia, and I will give you a web link that you can use to see much more professionally done tutorials on how to use the product. But for the time being, what we can do is we can just do a production right now, and not surprisingly we do this by produce and share. And so what I will now do is I will go to produce and share, and since I recorded this at 720p, I'm just going to produce it as an MP4 with 720p. Now, some of the other options involve creating a web page with a player that's around your MP4, but for my case, it's just MP4 720p. You could also go directly to YouTube, but if you want to upload to Canvas, for example, the MP4 is good. And that's a pretty compressed format. And so I will now click on Next, and it's going to ask me where I want to put it. And I'm going to put it in the same folder that I got everything else in. So I'm going to go over to Video. And if you use the defaults on Camtasia, you're never going to be able to find the thing. So I always recommend finding, putting it somewhere that you know about. And you notice the file is going to be called random.mp4. And what I will then do is I will press Finish, and it will take a few minutes to actually do the recording, because what it's doing is it's taking all the effects and the joins and everything together and creating a brand new video out of it. So none of my original files have been changed. The original recordings are exactly as they were after I recorded them. The project file told it, what to crop, what to shorten and lengthen, but it didn't actually change the original files. Now that it's rendering, it's putting all those effects in. And on the Surface, I've found that the rendering process typically takes about as long as the video. So if you've got a 4-minute video, it's going to take 4 minutes. What I'm now going to do is just pause it so you don't have to sit here and listen to me babble on for 2 minutes, and then I'll reopen it when it's about done. Okay, we're almost done. I just pressed resume, and then once the project's rendered, it saves it as an MP4 file and then brings it up to display it. So once we reach 100%, it's going to save it to my disk, which is hopefully going on now. And we can see it's 4 minutes and 1 second, so pretty close. And then I'll click Finish. And now I can go over here to my D drive and go into videos, and there should be a file called grandin.mp4, and I guess it's in the Grandin subfolder because I said put it in the subfolder. So here's the grandin.mp4 file. I double click it, and it is a little slow sometimes when Camtasia is running.
I am the academic director of
And this is what the finished project looks like.
Administration